Or oh.
Hey, good evening, everyone. Welcome to Episode 8 of the Defend the Hustle Buffalo Picker Show. Panel, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Bill Tackett, flips to pay the bills, mostly Instagram as far as socials go, selling primarily on eBay, Mercari, and Amazon, and really doing pretty well on Facebook Marketplace with the shipping program that they offer now.
I am Mess Hall Diggs, resale extraordinaire. I do this part-time, mostly on eBay. Pretty much all I do is I find things that are at a low cost and flip them for more than that. And that's about it, man. That's how easy it is.
All right, and for everyone that don't know me, I am Buffalo Picker. I'm also a part-time reseller now for a little over 3 years. I am a full-time federal employee and also retired military. I just want to give a shout out to Chris and Tanya, Glass City Pickers. They are actually on their anniversary tonight. Nice. So that's why they are out. And we have Mess Hall Diggs, who we thank so much for being a part of the group to step in and fill the void.
I'll do my best. I'll do my best. All I gotta do is say, hey, Tommy, let me come to your warehouse and get some stuff.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, man, soldier first. You already know. So I want to let everybody know our special guest tonight is Ashley Wheeler. If you don't know her, she was on the show last season. Did an excellent job, brought a lot of information. So we definitely glad to have her back tonight. And I'm gonna let her go ahead and introduce herself, tell her story, and Ashley just basically tell the audience whatever you would like them to know.
Okay, awesome. Hey guys, my name is Ashley Wheeler. I am on Instagram at Ashley Wheeler of 8, as well as on YouTube there. That 8 does stand for 8 kids. That's how I got started with Poshmark, was being able to have the plethora of kids that we had, the amount of clothing. I feel like we could get a lot more of a profit online versus in yard sales. And I come from a marketing background, loved the photography aspect of Poshmark, and that's how I got started selling clothes, selling shoes, just doing that part-time with our own kids' clothing and my own. I ended up making about $1,000, and that really started to trigger a, hey, is there a little bit more to this? Started looking on Instagram and YouTube, and sure enough, I was finding people going to thrift stores, going to different stores I didn't know existed, being just like you already said, finding something for a lower cost and being able to flip it and make a profit. I come from that as a background. My husband and I, when we first got together, he was flipping classic cars. And so I understood that as a profitable market. I just didn't know that you could do that on the internet now. So I coupled that with my investment firm job for about 2 years, but it got to the point where the kids needed me having a little bit more of a flexible schedule. I was looking into real estate. I was looking into anything that I could do as, a flexible schedule, but it just came back down to, I was building this so well. And if I just put a little bit more of effort into it, I felt like I could really take it and replace my full-time income. So I did that fall of 2019 and really devoted that attention, which was great because it was Q4. So I could really start to figure out, what does that schedule start to look like? How could I start scaling? Is scaling actually going to be profitable? Should I start considering some other markets? So I sold primarily for 2 years on Poshmark. I started to branch into eBay and began to realize that there's definitely different audiences on these different platforms. And so I could sell a lot more men's stuff. They was selling like hotcakes on eBay. And then the boutique, more of the designer, trendy stuff was selling really well on Poshmark, as well as athletic wear, which is also part of my background. Being a former fitness instructor, I kind of had a good understanding of that market too. So about January of 2020, I had replaced my income, which was perfect timing for when COVID hit. But I definitely had to divert my attention on how I was sourcing. So obviously everything closed down. I had to start to think about wholesale boxes, some forms of liquidation, maybe look into some different categories. But Poshmark, I feel like, was such a beginner app that it was so easy to learn reselling on that platform. They make shipping very simple. The minute someone buys something, they take care of the shipping. And it's nice when you have larger boots and shoes that are, a couple pounds. It's still just a straight cost. A little more sucky if you've got something that's like a 4 ounces and they have to pay $7 in shipping. But I definitely found it was a really good market to be able to sell shoes and some of those larger pieces, coats as well. We sell a lot of coats. But then as I began to figure out, okay, how can I really make this a full-time income? I felt like I did need to bring in a secondary platform. And so having eBay and Poshmark being my 2 that I sell my clothing and shoes on has really helped us carry on this last year.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, let me interject. I got 2 questions, because one, if you mentioned it on the last time you was here, I definitely missed that part. And that's the fitness instructor. So you used to train people, or you still train people, or?
So when my husband and I first got together, I was teaching Zumba classes and I worked at a gym. And so I was also doing their marketing. Kind of when you work at a gym, you do a little bit of everything, I feel like. Yeah. I did orientations there, but my main thing that I loved was teaching Zumba classes. So, but then when I ended up married and kind of had a back-to-back pregnancies, I really had to stop doing that. And then I kind of focused solely on the marketing portion. So I ended up going to a different gym and I was their marketing coordinator. I managed 12 different departments. So then I had to leave that job because I was having some more health issues with my grandma. She was aging and my mom needed help. I was working an hour away from the family and I had to make the choice to make financial choice to be closer to home, just working at an investment firm. I love that though, because I feel like that helped me understand entrepreneurship and how to still essentially have a benefits package that not having it in corporate America, learning how to do it on your own. I learned that working at an investment firm, but I loved the marketing portion that I was like, I have got to find a way to stay creative. And so the Poshmark, I felt like was that outlet, and my Instagram, kind of sharing my journey, and then also being able to photograph items. I just had a lot of fun doing that. And I feel like Poshmark is more the boutique vibe. They like to have the flat lays. They like to see the way that you're trying to present your item. That is more of what they started with.
Okay. So who's the stock market expert, you or your husband?
You know, actually, I feel like I'm more long-term thinking. He's more the day trader.
Okay.
He's got, like, we recently started talking about that, and he had experience with it in the past. And I was like, man, I could learn a thing or two from you. But then when we're thinking, you know, a good portfolio that's diversified, thinking long-term retirement, that's definitely my expertise.
Okay, well, tell your husband we may be able to barter something, do a trade off. I definitely want to learn the day trade. I've been trying to, get in a couple classes, but definitely something I'm interested in. And the other question I had is, so if somebody new came into the platform for Poshmark, would they be successful without having a whole bunch of followers? Or do they need the followers before they come into the platform?
That is a good question. I actually do get asked that a lot. I don't feel like the following base really plays a factor in whether you're going to get things sold or not. On eBay, we see otherwise. You know, if you follow a store, you get emails saying, hey, these people added more to their store. I don't see that on Poshmark. What I do see is when a new person comes on and they're listing new items, there's an encouragement of like, hey, this person's new. We're going to actually drop the shipping. You will actually see when you go into someone's store if they are a new seller. And so I feel like it was within a couple of days or maybe even a week that I started to see sales. Now, since then, I have had friends like join and go, hey, what am I doing wrong? Like, I'm not selling anything. And sometimes I would show them one of the things that I think is a really good asset, it's a feature that Poshmark has, is when someone likes an item, you can do offers to likers. And it was funny because my friend was dropping her prices and still wasn't selling anything. But then I was like, actually bump up your prices again and then send out offers to all those people who've liked the items. She had 2 things sell right away. And so I think utilizing some of the features that Poshmark has to offer is sometimes the way that you are going to see sales. But no, you don't need a huge following to see sales.
All right. Panel, y'all have any questions for Ashley?
Yeah, I would just like to agree with what she said. The most success I've ever had on Poshmark was selling heavier items. Like anytime I post a pair of shoes, like it sells out instantly because they know they're getting a great deal with the shipping.
Yeah.
Most of like my men's t-shirts that are really light, like you're going to be hard pressed to try to sell a t-shirt for $20 when they have to pay an additional $7 for shipping on such a light item. So I would agree with that. You know, jackets and shoes have always sold really well for me on Poshmark, but t-shirts and things, lighter things don't really sell as well for me. So I like that point a lot.
I think Poshmark could change their game a lot by offering a first class. Like
I agree.
A pound and under, just one separate. Keep it simple. You don't have to make it difficult. Just one separate $5 purchase or $4.99 shipping option. I think it would really change their game. And until they do that, I think that they're going to be behind. And also, a lot of people that just will not buy on that site for light items.
Yeah,
I really believe that if someone's looking for something, it doesn't really matter. Even on eBay, if I'm looking for a pair of shoes and I have a price in my head of what I want to pay, and someone on Poshmark has that price point, I'm gonna buy it. Their following and all that other stuff doesn't really come into play because I know these sites have so much protection for buyers now. That it's pretty safe to buy from anybody, because if it doesn't come in as subscribed or as described or whatever, you're going to be covered. So I'm looking for a particular item. I'll look on Mercari, I'll look on eBay, I'll look on Poshmark. Whoever has the best deal, that's the one I'm going with. their following and all other stuff doesn't really matter to me because I know the site's going to protect me as a buyer.
Yeah.
So I also agree. I also agree with that point.
The nice thing as a seller though on Poshmark is if it doesn't fit, they don't let them return it. I've had it happen. Right. As long as you have your measurements in and as long as you're doing your job as a seller, then you're pretty protected by them, more so than on eBay. It's so easy to do an INAD on eBay and
eBay's
be forced to take the return. But but as long as you do your job and you include measurements and you handle things the way you're supposed to as a seller, you're pretty covered on Poshmark, which is nice.
And that is one of the reasons why I encourage people if they're starting out with reselling and it's just their clothing and stuff, I'm like, get on Poshmark because I feel like as a seller, you have a lot more protection. When I got onto eBay, it was a love-hate relationship for a minute there. I was like, I don't like that you're encouraging me to do free returns and all these different things. But the more I started to think long-term and think about the way that Amazon has really trained all of us as consumers, I was like, okay, if I want to be competitive in this industry at all, I need to grin and bear it and just be able to handle some of them. And so I feel like Poshmark is a great barrier to entry. Like it's very simple. It's very straightforward. And I think that it gets people's feet wet enough to go, okay, I think I could do this long term.
Right.
People also get in their own heads too much about returns. It's if you look at the percentage of returns that you get versus sales on an average reseller, I mean, you're looking at under 2% normally.
Yeah.
If it's over 2%, you probably need to look at what you were doing.
Right.
Honestly, I mean, it's not to be mean. It's just you might have to look at what you're doing on your listings and how you're pushing your items.
Well, and I finally realized when I transitioned over that the minute you create a return policy as a business owner, you don't have to think twice about it. You can remove the emotion out of it.
Yep.
Right. And the thing too, like I tell people that I try to get, trained up on selling on these different platforms. Poshmark is not one. I haven't ventured out there yet, even though we talked over almost a year ago. I haven't ventured out there, but I try to tell people, I mean, this is a retail business. I mean, you're going to have returns. So, it's a part of the business. Don't take it personal. As long as somebody is not out there trying to scam you on the return, then just take it as what it is because it comes with the business. Let me make a quick announcement and give a shout out to the chat, and we'll keep this conversation going. Everybody know that February is Black History Month. That's why I got my Black History t-shirt on. And for Black History Month, I'm gonna do a giveaway. I'm gonna give away one of my girls, which y'all know I don't necessarily just give one away, but I will give one away tonight as a giveaway at the end of the show. And I'm going to give y'all a preview of her. I call her Candy Cane.
Candy Cane.
So let me blow this up right quick. All right, this is what she looked like. So this is the 2019 Holiday Barbie. As you can see, the box is in pristine condition. There's no blemishes here. So this Barbie, if you can hold it till next Christmas, it's going to be in the upwards of $50 to $60, maybe even more, depending on the market. But I know it's going to be up in that range for the lowest price on Amazon. So this is what I'm going to give away tonight. I really had to think hard about this. But I'm going to let her go. So that would be the giveaway for tonight for honor of Black History Month. Also, awesome. I'm going to give you some homework as far as the most people, when you talk about civil rights, you think of Martin Luther King, but there was other people involved with that movement, especially the women. And during that era, the 60s, it was mostly predominantly male-driven era. And most of the women just had to play the background role. So I'm going to give a shout out to 3 women that was heavily involved in the civil rights movement. You can go and look these people up and learn their story. It's more than just the sitting on the bus and refusing to move. It was other people in that movement that made a significant difference towards the success of that movement. So I'm going to get those names out right before I get the giveaway. And let me go ahead and give a shout out to the chat, and then we'll get back into the conversation. So I want to give a shout out to Wendy for being the first in the chat. Appreciate you coming out. T-Rock is my cousin. He frequents this show a lot. Mostly stays in the background trying to learn, but just want to give him a shout out. He just made a big sale on eBay. And actually, he only have a few items listed on eBay. Don't even have a store. He just sold a leather backers jacket for $500. So that was a big score. Wow. I want to give him a shout out for being a new reseller.
Very nice.
And joining into the resale game. I want to give a shout out to Jennifer Hayes. Everybody knows Jennifer around the resale community. She does a lot for my channel. I can't speak on everybody else's channel, but I can speak on mine. I wish I could just hire her for my channel, but hey, I haven't got to that level yet. I want to give a shout out to Denise. For everybody that don't know Denise been having some medical issues, but it seems like the tide is turning into her favor. Yeah. She gave me an update yesterday, and it seems like things are getting better for her. So I want to give a shout out to Denise and the best of health and happiness for her. I want to give a shout out to Philly Flipper. He was on the show a couple weeks ago. Thank you for coming out. Maggie Doodles, thank you for coming out. If you're not following Maggie on Instagram, make sure you check out her on Instagram. She always posting photos of her outfits that she finds and trying to sell, and just support her on Instagram as well. Save Her First, thank you for coming out. I met her on Derek and Regina show. Thank you for coming out. Zena Carrier, thank you for coming out. See, All in One Package, that everybody know that's the wife. Thank you for coming out. Carter P, thank you for coming out. See, we got Char F. Char F gave me a shout out on one of her videos this past week. If you haven't checked it out, go to her channel, check out her videos as well. She's a new reseller just getting in the game, so support her and what she's trying to do. I think Fundamentals of the Side Hustle, Derek. Like I mentioned, Derek and Regina have a show on every Wednesday night. If you could go out and support that show, I'm pretty sure you won't be disappointed. They definitely put together. They got a good chemistry in their show. Did I miss anybody? Ball and Pal Picking. Thank you for coming out. Make sure you support his channel as well. Jennifer is going to drop some links into the chat. Ball and Pair Picking is right down the street from about an hour away down in Columbus, Georgia. So he's doing it big down there. And make sure y'all support his channel. He give out a lot of tips on repairing electronics. So make sure y'all check him out.
That's awesome.
Dragon Valley Homes, thank you for coming out. Appreciate you for supporting the channel on a continuous basis. So did I miss anything, Bill?
I don't think so. I think you got everybody.
Okay, cool.
Did you shout out Dragon Value Home? You did that one, right?
Yeah, I just got him. All right. All right. So we're gonna switch gears a little bit and get the show. If anybody in the audience, if you have any questions about Poshmark, go ahead and drop your questions in the chat so we can get Ashley. And Mess Hall Diggs also sells on Poshmark. We got two people in the panel right now that's selling on Poshmark. So drop your question in the chat if you feel like that's a platform that you want to sell on. Or the middleman picker, what's going on? Appreciate you coming out. Thank you for your support on a continuous basis. Gravity Goods, thank you for coming out as well. If I miss you in the chat, we definitely going to try to roll back and give you a shout out, because we definitely appreciate you all coming out on a weekly basis supporting the show. eBay Addicts, thank you for coming out, brother. So we're going to switch gears. If anybody having questions about Poshmark, drop it in the chat. We're going to switch gears over to what is it?
Consignment.
Consignment,
man. 1,000 miles, man.
I'll speak on consignment a little bit. So that's something new. That's something new I'm doing for 2021. like I've talked to Tommy and everybody before, I entered into this consignment deal with one of my buddies. He's kind of a pack rat. He's a hustler. He's a sorcerer. He's a treasure hunter. But he's the kind of guy that just buys things because they're cool and they're cheap. He has no intention of like selling it. He's just like a almost borderline hoarder type. So he's my golf buddy. If you ever see me post stuff about golf, he's my buddy. We go golfing all the time. And I was in his garage just snooping around one day, and I just saw all these just piles and piles of treasures, nonstop treasures everywhere. And I said, hey, what do you plan on doing with all this stuff? Like, we could have like a massive yard sale. He's like, well, I'm just holding on to it, you know, because I got friends that like these things. I might have grandkids one day. And I'm like, no, man. I said, because he has an addiction. He buys really expensive golf putters, like $700-800 golf putters. He like collects them.
Wow.
And I said, imagine all the golf putters you could buy if you let me get my hands on all this stuff and flip it for you on eBay. And he's like, okay. He's like, but the problem with this guy is he knows what it's worth, you know. So I couldn't really hustle him too much on like the value of his goods. Right. It's like the Barbie I know I showed Tommy the Barbie. He holds up this Barbie, and it's like the Coach edition Barbie.
Oh my god!
$300 Barbie he has in his garage. But he's like, this Barbie's worth about $300. So I knew I couldn't offer him like $50 for it. So the conclusion I came to was, okay, let's get into some kind of consignment deal. I said, let me sell all this stuff for you. I'll post it. I'll ship it. I said, what kind of deal will you give me? He's like, I'll give you 30%. So I tried to get to that 50-50 level, which is ideal. You always want to be at least at 50-50, or even try to get more. Try to, like, I want 60, I'll give you 40 since I'm doing all the work. I'm doing the listing. I'm doing the shipping. Yeah. I'm holding it at my house. I'm spending gas money to go to the post office or whatever. But 30% was, he's like, 30%, that's it. And the only reason I agreed to it is because I could tell he's got about like $5,000 easy worth of profit just in his garage. So I know that $1,500 money sign popped up in my head, and I knew he had a bunch of quick selling items. He had golf clubs and Barbies and old military stuff. He's retired military. Old military stuff sells really well on eBay. Mm-hmm. So I got all of it off of him. Right now, I think we're about 3 months into the relationship. We've already made like $3,500 together. And he has more stuff I haven't even got to yet. I mean, my death pile was huge. So it worked out really good for me. I take 30% off the top. And then after the eBay fees come out, he gets the rest of it. So it's not a bad deal. You know, I've made, you know, almost $900 already in 3 months just doing this deal. So I encourage anyone that knows somebody that has a lot of cool stuff, and, you know, they're never going to have a yard sale. They're never going to donate it. It's just going to, you know, pile up and stay in their house. Try to enter in some kind of consignment deal with them, help them get rid of it. And then it's free inventory pretty much. You just got to do the legwork of listing and shipping. But all the money that you make off the deal that you guys come up with is just going to be all, you know, free profit because you didn't pay anything for the inventory. So it's kind of a good way to, even like if you have a stale store right now and things aren't really moving too much, try to find somebody that has some really good, fast-moving items and try to enter into a deal with them if you can. So that's kind of the consignment deal I'm in right now.
Fully Flipper was asking, is that 30% after fees and taxes, or do you get your 30% and then the fees and taxes come out of his?
So like if it sells on eBay for $100, I take $30 right off the top.
Nice.
And then after the fees come out, he gets the rest.
Oh,
so that's the
perfect.
deal.
Perfect on your side then.
Yeah. So it ends up kind of almost being like, you know, 60-40-ish or even more in my favor. But because I told him I got to pay the taxes, I got to do all that stuff. So, you know, I have my CPA that does the taxes and, you know, all those things I told him about, you know, so that's I get 30% off the top. So if I list it for 200 and it sells, my 30% comes right off the top of that. And then he gets the rest after the fees and all that stuff. So
cool.
It's a good deal, man. It's a good
deal.
Yeah,
it's working out. It's working out really good, man. Better than I thought it would. So I highly suggest, at least talking to people. Because I mean, I have a lot of friends that I've been filling around with. I have an old retired master sergeant has a garage full of stuff too, and I'm just like drooling, like, hey man, what you gonna do with all this stuff in your garage? I'm gonna give it to my kids one day. I'm like, nah, man, let's get some money out of this stuff. So you just gotta work it, man. You gotta try to hustle it. And like I said, the best part is you're not spending any money off top. You're just taking it home with you and listing it. It's not costing you anything. So
Right.
I highly suggest people try it out at least.
Yeah, Gravity Good says not their cup of tea, but glad you're doing good with it.
Yeah, it's working out really good.
I think it has to be somebody that you know and that you can trust to
And
do
you have to know what they have. Like I could look at the stuff and tell. Like he has these ping golf clubs that you can't find. They're so rare you can't find them. Like these are $100 clubs each, and he has like 3 bags full of them. Like I know I could sell them easily $100 a piece all day long because golf stuff moves really fast on eBay. And so you have to kind of know what you're looking at as well. You can't just go into someone's house that has a closet full of t-shirts. It's not really going to be worth your time. It's got to be some good high dollar items,
Yeah.
Like the Barbie was $300. He had one golf cover that was worth $300. He had a golf set that was worth $700. You got to know the numbers and know it's going to be worth all that time you're going to invest in it. I'm making $30 to $100 to $150 off each sale from him. It's worth it to me because it didn't cost me anything for inventory.
Right. So he's basically picking up his inventory from estate sales or something, or he's real.
So what he does, he's retired military. He's been married for 30 years. He doesn't have a job. He's 100% disabled veteran. So his wife's 100% disabled veteran. And if you've been married that long and you're sitting in the house together, just looking at each other for too long, you got to find something to do. So this is his hobby. He'll go to all the thrift stores in town. He'll go to anywhere he can go just to get out of the house. And he'll find something and be like, oh, that's pretty cool. And he'll just buy it. And then he'll say, hey, look what I found, or check this out. I got this. He has a $300 lightsaber from the Star Wars that he found for $10, brand new in the box at what's that called? Bargain Hunt. You guys have a bargain hunt?
Right.
So he found this lightsaber at Bargain Hunt. I looked it up. It's a $300 lightsaber. So I'm trying to get that off of him now, but he's like, no, I like playing with that thing. You can't get that yet. And I'm just like, what are you playing with it for? Like, let me sell it for you, man. And so my biggest selling point with him is like, just think, if I could get that from you and sell it for you and sell a couple of these other items, you can go buy that $600 putter you have your eye on that you don't really want to spend money on right now. He's like, yeah, you're right. I really want that putter. So let's make a deal. What do you want? What can I give you? So,
hey, Philly Flipper put a question in the chat. Do y'all know anything about this bot that you can share your listings on Poshmark?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So can you get in trouble for that?
Is it frowned upon?
Yes.
I heard it's frowned upon a lot.
It's automation, unfortunately, on Poshmark is. And when they just recently had their IPO and they put out their prospectus, one of the things that they talked about as like a problem that they know that they have on their app is that people are using bots. Personally, I feel like using bots for sharing, it shouldn't be that bad. But there are some people who are using bots to like comment on other people's listings or like push out like wanting to buy something. And so that's where it's a frustrating situation for a buyer or a seller, because it's like, are you interested in this? And then you're wasting time. But one of the things, the way that I end up doing it is I have a virtual assistant that I hired from Upwork.com, and I have her do that. I'm like, I don't want to spend my time sharing. I don't want to spend my time sending offers. I want you to send offers on this day, and I want you to share each day.
I think
that's what I do.
I think the VA thing is very common on Poshmark, and I think a lot of VAs are using bots.
Right.
It's weird that Poshmark is so strict on the bots for sharing, because if they ask their clientele what their least favorite thing about Poshmark is, it's sharing constantly.
Yeah, agreed. It needs to be a better conversation. I really hope that at some point they talk more with their sellers. I had a friend who, because the Posh Fest, which is their conference that they do annually, was virtual this year, and they have like a Q&A segment that they do, and one of my friends was in it, and they were like, so what are some like issues that you have as a seller? And she was listing off some of the things, and these are like the creators of the app, and they were like, oh, that's a problem. So like I think some of it is like they don't even really have a clue. I think if that conversation is a little better there, that they would understand automation when it comes to sharing is going to be very beneficial and encourage more people to be on. It is such a time sucker. And so it's frustrating for a lot of people. I like the positive in the sense that you don't have to like promote your listings to get them to the top. All you have to do is share the item. And if someone, is searching Nike, your item's going to appear there. But just the amount of time that takes, I think it definitely, you spend more with your time than you do just paying that upfront cost.
It is what stopped me as a part-time reseller from doing Poshmark more. Because I was doing pretty well on it for a while, but it just really is too time consuming for the amount of time that I have available.
Yeah. And I wonder if some of that had to do with them getting ready to go public. The element to any sort of app is how much time are your users spending on your app. And I wonder if that really encouraged like, oh, we have our users up this amount of time in a day. I think that could have been a portion of it. So I wonder if now that the narrative is more focused on wanting to have full-time resellers on their app, if they're going to start to do more things cohesively for people to actually make a full-time living on it.
Right. Do y'all know about this resale kit on Poshmark to cross post?
I have never heard of that.
I haven't heard of that one. I've heard of List Perfectly and I've heard of Vendu. Right. But yeah, there's a lot of cross posting. That is something that they don't get upset about, Poshmark. They understand that people want to cross post to different things. So
yeah, I use List Perfectly personally, and it works great.
Yeah, that's the middleman. They came out with that I think a couple months ago.
The best thing about shoes over $100 on eBay is they don't tax any fees to that, so you get.
It's nice.
Yeah. And people need to talk about that more, because I saw a person I follow on YouTube who's a really good shoe reseller sell a pair of shoes for $90 plus shipping.
Ooh.
And it was like,
doesn't count with that.
Just roll it in. He didn't know. He didn't know that they were doing it. So
the thing I like the most about Poshmark and like Mercari, the reason I bring this up is because Mercari will send me like an email and say, hey, you have a $200 balance on Mercari. Why don't you find something that you really love and go ahead and buy it? Yeah. I like the fact that they keep these running, accounts almost. So it's almost like free monopoly money, to people if you think about it.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I could like use my PayPal or debit card to buy this on eBay, or I can use my $100 balance I have on Mercari and buy it there. And it's almost like free money. So I really like that. Kind of adds to the charm of those two selling sites for sure.
There's some good online arbitrage on those two sites as well.
Right.
Yes.
Going over to eBay, because the number of buyers on eBay is so much higher. The prices are typically higher.
Yeah. I just bought 2 Jason Kidd jerseys off of Poshmark. She had 2 of them, 2 different sizes, and they're the vintage Reebok ones from the Nets. And so I paid $20 for both of them, and they're each worth $40, $50 a piece. And I just had to pay the shipping. But so that's, some people don't really know what they're doing, the beginning sellers on Poshmark and Mercari. And it's our jobs as professionals to catch them slipping, baby. That's what we're
Well, I feel like Poshmark started as like selling what's in your closet. And so a lot of people like don't think about what is the resale price of something. They're like, I just want this out of my closet. I don't want to have to hold it as inventory. So that's definitely something that I did over this past year when all the thrift stores were closed, is I went on to Poshmark and I was flipping stuff right on Poshmark, or I was flipping stuff right over to eBay. So using these platforms, I think, is beneficial to get inventory too.
And I think that there was a misconception when I first started Poshmark. I thought it was only for like women's stuff because of all the commercials and all the things I was seeing on YouTube. I thought it was like more of a women's clothing type site. So when I started posting just some of the women's hoodies and stuff that I found, I saw that, oh, okay, they got a lot of men's stuff on here too. You don't really see that advertised a lot. Like men's stuff does just as good on Poshmark as women's stuff does.
Yeah.
So I wonder if that keeps some people away from trying to put their men's shoes or their men's stuff on there. Because I know Rinzi now, I mean, he makes a killing on Poshmark selling shoes. And so that's a huge marketplace, a great place to sell them.
Yeah.
You really don't see a lot of men talking about Poshmark either.
Right.
No.
Yeah.
To be honest, but it is a good platform. They just really need to fix that shipping model.
So have they increased their catalog, or they just is it still just shoes and clothes, or can you sell other stuff now?
No, my wife sells like Ray Dunn mugs and stuff like that on there.
I was going to say home decor.
Yeah.
Okay. What about toys and stuff like that?
People do sell toys. I believe that is a category under kids. I just don't think it's really advertised. And they actually just launched, I think it was last week, pet stuff. So, which kind of makes sense to me. If people treat their pets like children, like I think they're trying to hit that demographic now too.
It does seem like they're still just trying to focus on clothing, shoes, and home decor, though, because you don't see them talk about the kids' stuff very much. You don't see them talk about any of the other stuff very much.
Yeah, the middleman, I'm definitely not talking drop shipping. I had to get that cleared through Glass City before I could put that out. It took me a year to get that approved. So definitely not talking about that. Hopefully people go back and watch the video if they want to learn it. See.
Yeah, it was First Women's.
Yeah, okay.
I do think it's important though, for people to start taking advantage of online arbitrage more. Because I don't know about everywhere else, but around here, thrift stores are getting pretty rough.
I'm amazed at some of the prices I'm seeing in thrift stores. I'm like,
it's pretty rough.
You really have to know your stuff.
Yeah, I mean stuff that has sold comps for $20-$30. They're asking $40-$50 for right now. So I'm sure that they just lost so much money during that time that they're just trying to recoup, but.
Is you talking about any thrift store in particular, or are you talking about all thrifts?
Goodwill specifically
has
been really rough here,
but
all of them, their prices went up. The sales went away and their prices went up. But you can still do it. You're still, as if you resell regularly, you're still better at the pricing than their employees are typically.
Right.
But having the option for online arbitrage is something, because it opens up a national or an international, depending on what site you're on, market to buy from. So just not forgetting that that's available.
Right.
Right. I agree that the prices have jumped. I've seen in the last 2 years for sure. But I think it hurts like the beginning sellers more than it hurts the more, seasoned resellers. Because like I showed that I found those pair of Nike Dunks for $9.99. I sold them for $220. That's because the thrift store didn't know what they were.
Right.
I knew what they were, but they'll have a beat up pair of Jordan just because that Jordan Jumpman symbols on it. They want $20 for that pair of shoes. So I don't know. And then sometimes, like today, I was at Goodwill today. They had a pair of Jordan 5s on the shelf for $7.99. But in like their boutique section, they had a pair of beat up Jordan 12s for like $27.99. I'm like, the Jordan 5s you had over here are worth more than the ones you have in your boutique section. Like, so I don't know who's back there trying to price the things that they're doing. But like I could find other things. Like I found a Patagonia sweatshirt, that was normal priced. Like they don't know what that is, I guess. I find Pendleton stuff all the time. They don't know what Pendleton flannels are. So you just have to kind of know what you're looking for. Because they're not going to be able to look up every single thing that's in there.
No, not at all.
Those places have a big turnover too for its personnel, don't they?
Yeah, they do. Yeah, I see a lot of different employees. Especially the locally owned thrift store that I go to a lot. Every time I go in there, there's different people at the registers. So, but I mean, like there's a lot of things. Video games, they don't know what they're doing too much. Like I found that $90. NCAA 2014 it was $1.99. So you just have to kind of find your niche and get really educated on what the brands are, what you want to look for when you go in there. And a lot of times you're gonna find stuff no matter what. Yeah, some stuff you're gonna be like that Punky Brewster doll that I found I put on Instagram. It was on. They wanted $29.99 for that thing. It's worth $50, but I was like, I'm not paying $30 for it, so I left it on the shelf.
It'll balance out over time because
you could always find
keep that market open.
Like coffee mugs, like you got to find a certain place where they're not going to jack the prices up and just start killing that section or whatever.
Right.
Yeah. If they drive off resellers, it's going to hurt their business too much.
Right.
The average person isn't spending $200 or $300 in a thrift store.
Ashley, you had a question in the chat too. Did you see it or no?
Yeah, I see this. And yes, you can sell. I sell a lot of aerobic shoes, Nike, Under Armour, just a lot of different pairs of shoes on Poshmark and eBay. And kind of to piggyback off of like everything you guys are saying too, I heard one of you guys say niche down. And I think that that's so important. That helped me so much last year when I was still trying to learn brands. When I had wholesale boxes that I found, or even kind of like to piggyback off of the consignment, I actually started paying attention to some of my friends that have become like influencers on Instagram that are turning over clothing because they're wanting to stay on trend. I reached out to some of them and was like, hey, can I buy some clothing off of you? Or what are you doing with that clothing once you're done? But as I was doing that, I was also beginning to learn more about the brands. And so I was then able to test them out into my store and go, oh, wow, I never knew about this brand, but this sold so fast. Like, as funny as it sounds, Carhartt, we randomly had a couple pieces from, they sold within 24 hours, every single one of them. I was like, okay, noted. And so that's sometimes fun when you can have either wholesale boxes or these different collaborations of boxes that you can get. And then when you go in the thrift stores and they've jacked up prices on like UGG boots, but they've got like Allbirds flats that are just like $8, okay, I'm going to get like $50 from that. And I'm not going to even try on the Miss Me's or the Uggs. And so I think when you do niche down, you do start to become an expert in what is selling well, what's reselling well, and trying out these different things. Like we talked about, the consignment, I think, is one of the best ways to start to get educated in whatever sort of category you want to get into.
Right.
I look at it like if you're trying to get into a building, right? And there's 3 entrances to this building, and the first door you go to is locked. You don't turn around and just go home. You got to try the other doors and see if those are open. So if there's something that you're really into and you see your thrift stores are just jacking prices up on it, like you said, if I'm an UGG boot seller, that's my thing. Like my niche is UGG boots. And now all of a sudden I can't find any for $9.99. I don't quit eBay. I just adjust my niche or adjust into something else, because the resale game is going to be alive and well for a long time. Mm-hmm. And those people that are giving up are just, we expect that to happen. After the new year, a bunch of people get into it. After a few months, they fall off because they can't get it going. I seen someone post in the eBay group the other day. They're like, all my stuff sucks. No one wants it. I quit. Like, okay, you can't have that attitude. It's like, okay, if these things aren't selling, I got to get rid of them and start again. Like my favorite antique store, there's this person that owns this booth that this big sign says everything is free. And they just gave everything away because they got into something else and they want to restock it with the new thing that's going to be trending. So you just have to find that thing. Okay, all this stuff I bought, I made a mistake. Let's get rid of it. Let's have a yard sale. Let's get into these other niches. All the information is out there. Everybody has a YouTube channel. Everybody does. Find someone that you really like what they're doing and just follow that demo, follow that plan, and get into something that's really going to sell. So,
hey, speaking on that note, I have some information for anybody that is in the Georgia area that's looking to buy someone eBay store, they complete store, meaning supplies, shelves, everything. They trying to get rid of it. I've been talking to that person for about 2 weeks, but I'm going to pull back because it's just not what I'm trying to do right now. But if you want the information, just hit me up on Instagram and I'll share the information. Y'all can negotiate if you want to try to buy their eBay store. It's pretty, I think it's a 1,000 square foot building full of stuff. So if you're interested, I can get you the information. Y'all can negotiate.
Well, I'm only 6 hours away, man. My daughter lives in Columbus, so shout out to Columbus out there.
Okay, well, I'll drop it in your chat, man. I've been in
Get a
your
U-Haul, be good to go.
Instagram. You
Yeah,
can
hey, too easy.
talk to him. Yeah, so I want to give a shout out to Leroy for the super chat. Appreciate you supporting the channel. The middleman asked the question is that do anyone go to flea markets for products?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I
Absolutely.
do whenever they're in season.
I was gonna say not in season right now, but
the best thing about flea markets is everything's negotiable. You know, you really just have to come out of your shell, leave your comfort zone a little bit, and just try to talk people down off the ledge of what they're trying to sell stuff for. And we have a big flea market here in Nashville. It's every Saturday during, like you said, during in season. And I go every Saturday and I'm just talking and negotiating and trying to hustle. And, you know, it works sometimes. It doesn't work. I mean, you just got to keep trying because in my mind, if I'm at a flea market and I got this 10 by 12 foot square and I'm trying to sell this, I want to get rid of it. I don't want to repack it. So I'm definitely down to negotiate, you know, but a lot of people just walk by, look at the price and just keep walking. I'm the guy that will stop and say, hey, you take $10 for this? Oh, sure. No problem. And I don't want to pack it back up in the truck, you know? So that's the best thing about flea markets. Because like Goodwill, you can't negotiate at Goodwill. The price is the price, you know? And I've tried, trust me, I've tried. Every time I'm in there,
my husband does the same too.
Just give me $5 off. There's a little scratch right here. They're like,
right.
So, but flea markets, all bets are off. You can negotiate all day long at flea markets. I grew up in the flea market, so I know. I love them. I love flea markets.
Yeah, flea markets, yard sales, estate sales. Those are the best.
Right. We're gonna go ahead and switch gears because, like I mentioned, we want to try to keep this show right at an hour. Especially tonight because I have a lot of stuff I got to do. So let's switch gears and talk about what you accomplished this week in reselling. And then I'm going to give out a bolo and do my Black History giveaway. And we're going to close out the show. So anybody can take that and start out with what you accomplished for the week in reselling.
Bill, take it away, Bill.
This week's been pretty slow for me. My full-time job has been really busy this week. So I worked down my death pile a little bit and got a few more items sent off to Amazon. But overall, our inventory is finishing up this weekend. So I'll be able to get back in the saddle next week and start hitting thrift stores again and start ramping back up again. So, it's funny. eBay really does seem to steer people away from your store if you're not listing regularly. True. Because with 540 items, if I list 3 or 4 items a day, I'll sell 4 or 5 items a day. If I skip a day, you won't sell. It doesn't matter. It doesn't seem like it matters how many items you have in your stores. You just have to keep putting more on.
You gotta feed the beast, man.
Feed the beast.
For me, so I finally broke down and hired a photographer, man. That was my biggest. Tomorrow I have my first drop. It's someone that I know. She used to be one of my soldiers. She's one of the best cooks I've ever known. And she pays really close attention to details, which is important in the military and in the dining facility. So I just shot her a text. I was like, hey, you interested in making some extra money? And she's like, what do you have in mind? I said, well, I need someone to take some pictures for me because my death pile is almost consuming me right now. And I have so many other things I've been trying to do. And she's like, absolutely, drop it off. Because she has some experience in eBay. So I wanted to find someone that had some experience on selling on eBay. So I did that. I hired her. She starts tomorrow. And also, you talk about bolos, Tommy. So try to check out your TJ Maxx's, man. I just found a bunch of like super clearanced out games like the Big Bang Theory Monopoly. I was getting those for $3 a piece, brand new. At TJ Maxx, clearanced out. So if you have a chance to stop by, they're having huge clearances on all their games.
Oh, trust me, they will be there tomorrow.
Yes.
The middleman, I'm sure he already grabbing his keys right now.
There you go.
Yeah.
BP doesn't have to go to stores anymore. He just buys the whole truck.
Yeah, man. That's what I'm trying to do, man. Get the whole truck. For sure. With the goodies. Go ahead, Ashley. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. I was going to piggyback off of what kind of how Bill was talking about how his week went. I have really focused over the course of the last month of just consistently listing every day on eBay because it's exactly like what you said. You've got to just continue to feed it every single day. So I'm actually up to 20 listings a day at this point. I actually had this big haul that I did at the beginning of the month that was over 600 pieces. And I found out that I work a lot better with a lot more stuff on hand because I have a process and I can just kind of whip through it real quick. So that was able to help me increase my listings per day. I'd love to get to a place where I'm doing 25 to 30, but I've got to make sure slipping doesn't fall through the wayside, or shipping, and then what's the other, photographing, and then making sure I can get enough inventory to be able to do that. So I'm really looking at scaling this year. So I'm excited to be doing that in shoes and clothing.
Right. That's good. That's good. So you process all 600 by yourself, or you got help?
I process it all by myself. My husband will help like switch the loads of laundry because we got a lot of that stuff at the outlet. And so I wanted to make sure we were sanitizing. And then he'll help me like put them on the hanger once they're off the dryer. He's really good with that. And then we do help together in the mornings, get orders ready. I will grab everything and he will start packing it. But there's been weeks where he's still working his regular full-time job. And so I have to kind of do all of that. So I'm photographing and I am using, obviously, like I said, my virtual assistant to kind of help me with descriptions and listing and stuff. So I figured out what I can delegate out, but not, anything that's in-house, the photography and stuff, I still have to do. So
gotta start incorporating them kids.
I know.
You got a battalion in the house.
The kids ready.
Why don't you hire your daughter to do your photography? I said, I don't trust her.
Yeah, I want to give a big shout out to She Sells by Sue. Haven't seen her in the chat for a while, and I do know why, but I'm not going to share it on here. And I appreciate you coming out, Sue. Thank you for your support. So for me, last week I announced that I'm gonna be picking up my ink toners on Monday. They're supposed to be here, paid the money for the freight. And I'm gonna tell you, once you get into liquidation, you cannot depend on these trucks. And I'm just gonna give you a short scenario. I paid the people last week. They everything went through. I got the bill of lading, drop off on pick up on Monday from the warehouse, drop off on Tuesday at my warehouse. I called the people on Monday. I said, hey, what's the status on the load? Well, we don't have a driver today. Call back tomorrow. Yeah, we got you on dispatch. We're gonna pick everything up. All right, I'll call back on Wednesday to see the status. Call back on Wednesday. Yeah, it's a possibility we can pick it up on Friday, but if we can't pick it up on Friday, we'll definitely be there on Monday. And I was like, no, you won't. Like, just cancel it. Give me my money. So, long story short, I have to go and pick up my pallets. And I'm going to be pulling out on Sunday, get there Monday, do my pickup, come on back home. So, yeah. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. But,
you save any on shipping costs or driver fees?
Yeah. I'll probably save maybe $400, maybe $500 on shipping because I'm personally going to pick it up. But still, man, just
depends on what you put your hourly rate in on yourself.
Yeah, I wanted that stuff in the warehouse. If nothing else, just looking at it,
Yeah.
but hey, it is what it is. I'm gonna work it out. Perseverance, man. Roadblock is not gonna stop me. I'm gonna figure a way around it. But yeah. So let me do this bolo, and then we're gonna do the Black History giveaway. So Miss Hall Diggs already came in with the Super Bolo, and I'm gonna try to match that.
So hey, I had to throw it out there for the people, man. I'm here for the people. That's what I do. There's no secrets in this game. I'll give you all the secrets.
Exactly. There's enough money for everybody.
Right.
So this is my bolo for the night at Walmart. I don't know if the light might be too bright for this. Let's see. Can y'all see that?
Yeah, 12-ounce Louisville.
Yeah. So
2025.
So 2025 was the listed price, but at this store at Walmart, it's 50% off of this price. So this is what I paid for this. This bat is Walmart at one time was selling it for $54. This bat right now on Amazon is I think $74, and it's a 2000 rank. So I bought pretty much all that I could afford, and I got other ones as well. So I got a total of I think they had 24, 25 bats. I probably took about 21 of them, I think. But yeah, so this is the Easton, I think it's called. They have a good rate and ranking on Amazon as well. I didn't comp these on eBay, but if you go to a store and they got them on sale, you get 50% off the clearance price. I would grab it because they got, like I said, got on Amazon, they got a good ranking and it's a good comp.
Were they all different bats, Buffalo, or were they?
Right. Yeah, they was all different.
All the same.
It was Easton and I think it's Easton and Louisville Slugger, and they had different sizes on them. But I comped them all, man. I was just going through comping, basically seeing what was the rank and what they was going for based off of what I was going to pay for it, and all of them comp probably 3 times the money. So definitely going to get these listed and sell FBM. Based on the fact that softball season is coming. Right. So I want to go ahead and do this giveaway. I'm not going to hold you all. And then what we'll do is go around the room and let everybody do a plug. So in Bill, I'm probably just going to have to send you the number.
Okay.
Let me go do that right quick. Let's see here. See. Did you get the number? Check your Instagram.
Yeah, I got it.
All right. Okay, so Mess Hall, if you want to join in, you can. Ashley, if you want to join in, you can. Only person can't join in is Bill.
I want one of Tommy's girls, baby. That's what I want.
All right, so let's see what we got here.
I bet you I could get close to that number right now.
Hey, Bill, give me a hint, man.
Okay, so like I mentioned earlier, when you think about civil rights movement, you think about Martin Luther King and others that you find in the history books. But it was other people that played a role in that movement. And I'm just going to basically give you all 3 names. You can, on your spare time, you can look these folks up and see who they are and see the role that they played. And these folks played a major role in the civil rights movement. The first name I'll give you is Diane Nash, Ella Baker, and Fannie Lou Hamer. Check those folks out. And I'm telling you, they was basically power movers in the civil rights movement. A lot of these ladies was major influencers in their community. So with that being said, go ahead and drop a number in the chat from 1 to 45. 1 to 45. We're gonna give you 2 minutes, and please don't drop a number in the chat but one time. And we're gonna sort it out and see who's gonna move on to the next round. Matter of fact, we're not gonna have a next round. Whoever closest to that number is gonna get the item. So 1 to 45. Go ahead and drop your number in the chat. What's up, Sumo? Sumo out there lurking. What's up, Eric in Ohio?
Oh, Glass City's in the house.
Oh,
Oh,
I just saw that.
Look at
one of
that.
the girls. Glass
Now we know
City.
why they're
Glass
not here.
out there lurking.
Oh
That's why they're not
man,
here. They're just trying to get some goods.
yeah, I knew it. Oh, he can't resist getting
Yeah,
some goods
so,
off.
go ahead. I'm gonna let it go for about another minute, and then I'm gonna put the X's in. So, and again, don't put the number in the box but one time, please.
Hey, happy anniversary, guys! I hope you're enjoying yourself.
Chris's ears were burning. Something free was going out.
Gonna give a shout out to Harry Hamstone. Thank you for coming out, Harry. Appreciate you. Cajun Reseller, thank you for coming out. Let's see. Yeah, everybody go ahead and join in. Drop your number in the chat so we can give out this my girl Candy Cane. And for people that don't know, this is what I'm giving away. This is the 2019 Holiday Barbie. Show y'all the back. This box is in pristine condition, no blemishes. And the way you see it now is how you're going to receive it, unless USPS jacked it up.
I was gonna say, you can never. Sometimes you don't know how they're gonna handle boxes.
Exactly.
Hey, can I show something real quick, Tommy?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
I want to show you this. I got this at Walmart for $49.99. It's the John Reese NECA Karate Kid show exclusive. This
that at Walmart?
Yeah, it just sold 2 days ago for $125 plus shipping on eBay.
God.
So when you're in the electronics section at Walmart, look at all the shelves, man. Stuff like this be hidden sometimes.
Yeah.
And this was hidden like behind some DVDs. So at first I was like $49.99, that's a lot. But then I looked at the comps. All comps are over $125 for this.
That's
so
crazy.
Definitely worth $50 if you can afford it and flip it for $125 on eBay. So look out for this.
Plus, if you get stuck with it, it's a Karate Kid figure, and
yeah, it'll go on the shelf next to
ever.
Chucky. It'll go on the shelf next to Chucky. You know what I'm saying? If I get stuck with it.
Hey, I want to give a shout out to Paul, first time on the live. Appreciate you coming out supporting the channel. Make sure you come back, bring a few friends with you as well. I'm gonna go ahead and close this out right quick. Paul, if you want to, you can drop a number in the chat from 1 to 50.
1 to 45.
Okay. I should have said 1 to 50, but yeah, that's fine. All right. So let me go ahead and somebody put 62 in here. That's why I thought maybe I didn't say that, but okay. All right. So let me go ahead and close this out.
Did anybody hit it on the head, Bill?
I don't see it. I don't think nobody. No. I think some people got close.
Yeah, 2 people got close. Actually, 3 people all with the same number.
Oh no. We got one of those tiebreakers.
Okay, so the number was 45. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right.
And Glass City, your wife.
Oh no, Eric
all had the same number.
So Eric from Ohio had 45.
Yeah, he put it in before you called for them to start putting in numbers, so he's got another number in later. It's up to you how you want to handle this, but it's your contest.
All right, so we'll let Eric roll over, but everybody with, you said 43. We got 3 people with 43.
Yeah.
All right, so who we got?
You save on shipping if all in one package wins.
He might get to keep it.
That's how he's gonna keep his girl.
Everybody know that I like Palomalu, so still a fan. They hit 43, so but yeah, so we got all in one package, Glass City. We're gonna go ahead and let Eric roll on in. And who else we got?
Paul.
Paul.
His first time in the live.
First time on the live. Paul, you got a rabbit foot, man. You might win, man. First time out. All right, so let me see this number right quick. All right, so the 4 people all in one package, Glass City, Eric, and Paul. Put a number in the chat from 1 to 20. 1 to 20, just those 4 people. We'll give a shout out to Swamp Picker. Thank you for coming out. Lone Star Picker, thank you for coming out. Appreciate you. Is that everybody?
Eric in Ohio still needs to put his number in. There you go.
All right, so what we got? What number we gave?
You got it narrowed down to 2. Paul and Glass City are both around it. 14 was the number.
All right, so Glass City and Paul, y'all the last hoorah, man. We're gonna here you go. Let me see this number real quick, man. Golly. See,
only gonna do 1 round this time.
Wow.
Got to put a new rule in, disqualified if everybody uses the same number.
Yeah, we got it. Paul and Glass City. So Paul and Glass City, give me a number from 1 to 10. 1 to 10. One to 10. The middleman said my wife playing with a loaded hand. No, we don't do it like that, man. We don't do it like that. Everything on the up and up. Okay, what we got? Paul?
Welcome to the show, Paul.
Paul, first time out, man.
Paul!
Oh, man.
The number was number 10. And Paul got it with 7. Glass City came at 6. So here you go, Paul. I need you to send me your mailing address on Instagram, Buffalo Picker. Just send me your mailing address and I'll get this out to you before. Well, actually, if you can send it tonight, I'll ship it tonight. We have a 24-hour post office here in Atlanta. I got to go there anyway.
Jeez.
That would be nice.
Say again?
That would be nice.
Oh, yeah, man. It is, man. I'm telling you, boy. It's a lifesaver. So, Pamela, go ahead and plug anything you want to plug.
Flips to Pay the Bills on Instagram. Starting back up this week, I'll get back to posting more of my what solds and staying more up to date with it. Got to keep work-life balance a little bit. So, but this coming week, I'm going to get back onto IG and focusing on eBay and reselling again. So,
right. I'm glad you made time to be here tonight too, with everything you had going on.
Of course, man.
You know, with your inventory and stuff. I appreciate it, man.
Mess Hall Digs on YouTube. You know, I've been putting a lot of time and effort in my YouTube channel, and it's kind of killing my eBay sales right now. But I really like the little tiny following that I have on YouTube. They really keep me going. They ask me a lot of questions. They keep me on my toes. So come check us out, man.
Yeah,
Right.
check them out. Doing a lot of work on that channel.
Right. I mean, I'm looking at those posts he put up on Instagram. I'm like, man, what are you going to have out there today?
Hey, I get it in, man. I get it in.
Yeah. So make sure y'all support Mess Hall Dig on YouTube. Go out there, like and subscribe. Check out his content. Hit that thumbs up. Ashley?
Yeah, actually, I totally said it wrong earlier. So YouTube is Ashley Wheeler 8, Instagram is Ashley Wheeler of 8. What you see a lot on my Instagram is just some inspiration, motivation, and tips. But I've been doing more video content because I'm getting so many questions on a regular basis of how to start on eBay, how to start on Poshmark, what is trending, what are the things that I'm picking up, what's selling for us. And as we're scaling more this year, I want to be able to share more of that journey. So I'm focusing more on my YouTube channel. So if that interests you, definitely subscribe.
Right. Definitely. I think I'm already subscribed, but I got to go in there because I always see you on Instagram, but I forget to go over and check you out on YouTube. So I got to make sure I do that.
I love your toy carts. You always have major cart. I love your toy cart hauls.
Yeah. Hey, wait till I do this. I'm gonna do a video tomorrow for my YouTube page, and I'm basically gonna give a quick down and dirty rundown of my warehouse and what I currently have there now to ship to Amazon. So
excellent.
This what you've seen in the past ain't nothing compared to what you're gonna see on this video.
That's awesome.
Paul said that he's selling sports cards.
Big market right now. Big market.
Yeah. So let me put him back on here. Okay. I also own a sports card shop. So much sure you're flipping sports cards. So make sure you're flipping sports cards. They are hot. Make sure y'all if you're not flipping sports cards, make sure you get into that. Matter of fact, I got stuff everywhere. See, blow this up right quick. Paul, let me know what you think about these. These are PSA 10s.
Chipper Jones autograph.
Yeah, Chipper Jones autograph on this one. And this is Derek Jeter. PSA 10s. So yeah, I pick up a little bit of everything, man. So let me bring this back down here. Yeah, so basically, I want to thank the chat for coming out and supporting the channel. Thank you all for your input. Thank you for your continuous support on supporting the channel. Thank you all in the panel for coming out. Ashley, with your family and your store and stuff, I'm glad that you was able to put me on the calendar so that you can come out and share your story with the folks here. There's a lot of people that's like still hesitant about Poshmark, but now they know it's somebody that they could reach out to in case they
absolutely.
have certain type of questions or whatever. Same with Mess Hall Diggs, basically. So I'm not the person to come to for Poshmark. If you want to know Amazon, come see me. And Bill, we have up here is embedded with eBay. He's also crossed over to Amazon as well. Glass City Pickers, who is not here tonight on the show, but they are in the audience. They are also heavily on Amazon as well. So I just want to let everybody know that I appreciate you coming out. Check out my YouTube channel, Buffalo Picker. Go to my Facebook community resale community page, which is the Buffalo Picker resale community. Promote yourself, promote your products, promote your business, anything you want to promote over there, except for anything politics and nothing hateful. If I see that, I'm going to pull it down. So with that being said, I appreciate y'all. Defend the hustle. See you next week.
Bye.